Ye what? Check 1, 2.
Come on, Jack, give it a 1, 2.
Here we go, MC boys, please.
Get on the dance floor!
There we are.
All the ladies!
Let's get the intro rolling, come on.
Let's have it then. Now then guys, welcome to another episode of the Smogcast. As always, thank you very much for tuning in. We've got my man Jack next to me. Unfortunately, we haven't got Mickey today, he's a little bit busy, but we've got two really good guests with us today. Buzzing that we've got them on the show. We've got Jack and we've got George from Leeds Street Gallery. We do obviously want to talk to you a lot about obviously Leeds Street Gallery, the art and everything like that, but first of all I just want to find out a little bit about yourselves. So I don't know, we'll go with you first, Jack.
Yeah,
tell us a bit about yourself, mate, how you got into it, what you've been doing and that.
Born and raised in Leeds, got into graph at school, just
Nice.
like any teenage boy does, I guess. And yeah, just progressed from there, just getting up to a few things you shouldn't have done when you're a kid, and then
As always.
as life progresses, you know, you get a bit older and a bit more mature, then decide to do things a bit more proper, you know.
Nice. And what sort of got you into like doing graph?
I don't know, I guess a lot of people were always into sport, and I never really played much sport. I was always like shit at football and like always on the periphery of the team and
Yeah,
stuff, and
right.
then I was just always into music, and I guess I met a good friend of mine, Gurkel, shout out to Gurkel, and when I was about 14, 15, and he kind of introduced me to like 140, and then my love of graph kind of blossomed with that as well.
Yeah, it
because
went hand in hand.
the two scenes kind of go hand in hand,
Yeah.
especially like, you know, subdubs, a lot of writers go to subdub and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that, so it's like, just as I got older, it's kind of progressed from there.
Nice. And what about yourself, George?
Similar sort of story to Jack. Probably tell from my accent, I'm not from around here.
I was going to say, yeah.
But yeah, no, I grew up in the Midlands, and then went to uni near London, met some people weirdly from up here at uni down there, and then gradually everyone started moving back up here. So I was kind of already into graph, same as Jack from school. Met people along the way, and then just ended up in Leeds really.
Oh, wicked.
Met Jack. and that was
So
it.
do you run the brand like together, yeah?
Yeah, so I started it with an old friend a few years ago, just had the idea together, and you know, as life moves on, you do separate
Yeah,
things and go separate ways.
Yeah.
You know, he's doing his own things in his own right now, and then like I say, me and George were pals. George has always kind of we're always kind of in the background, you know, as he's such a good mate. We do a lot of
Yeah.
stuff like that together anyway. So we're always just there, you know, help him where he can. So it just went like a natural progression to
Yeah.
involve George and
Nice.
get George involved, and you know, it's blossomed ever since.
So when did the brand start? Like what, like yeah, how many years?
I can't remember if it was late 2019 or 2020. Basically, it was lockdown.
Was it during lockdown or just before?
Yeah, so the idea came before lockdown. So we went to an event in Hull, and there's some guys called Bankside Gallery who kind of do pretty much a similar thing, but they're absolutely smashing it. You know, they've got miles and miles of wall space, and they did an event where it was like an abandoned housing estate, like council housing estate. They were all getting demolished, and basically it was like turn up and paint these houses.
Oh yeah.
And it were like me and, you know, my pal at the time were like, someone should do this in Leeds. Basically, it's quite easy. So it was just a case of networking with council, and then I was on furlough from my job like a lot of people, and it was like, got time to do it now. Might as well. Painting was one of the things that you could get away with doing because it's outside. It's like, you know.
So what did you do
exercising.
like to go about like obviously approaching the council?
Basically, we got a couple of private walls first. So the one that's just round the corner from the studio, Jubilee, we call it. It's the back of Jubilee Social Club, and like they're the wall that were just absolutely battered.
Was that just a deal between you and the
Yeah,
property
it
owners?
was absolutely battered anyway, and it's like, look, your wall's full of graffiti anyway, you're not cleaning it, you haven't cleaned it for years. Why don't you let people do it, and then it'll make,
It'll
rather
look
than it just
nicer.
being tags and all scrawled about and stuff like that, do you know what I mean? Like I rate tags, I rate dubs and stuff like that, but
But let's
you
put
know,
some actual
let
art.
people
yeah.
spend full day there and do, you know, full burners and everything,
Yeah.
and then it kind of got to a point where I networked with somebody who runs like a local street art project but also works for council, and then kind of relationship blossomed from there and got a few sites through them.
Wicked,
Yeah,
that's what
nice.
you need. I seen, I was reading an article about it as well, I think it was on Leeds Live, and you're doing something with like Leeds Rhinos as well, weren't you? At some point?
Yeah, so at one point we were trying to, they've got a ginnel, and there were loads of like horrible sexual assaults and stuff going on in
Yeah,
there.
down the side of the
So we
stadium.
were like, look, if we do a project that's like to brighten up this ginnel, it'll make people go there and look at the stuff, so the ginnel will be busier and
Yeah,
safer.
yeah.
But it just kind of fell through, like the they weren't quite happy with the designs, and then it all just got kind of.
Did they want it to be a certain way?
Yeah, obviously they've got a brand that they want to protect, and stuff like that. And
what was that? The cricket or the rugby or both of them?
It's the same organisation that runs like the full stadium. Okay. So
happy days, nice. Yeah, because I was reading that Leeds article, like it seemed interesting. I was like, when I was reading it said obviously about the Leeds Rhinos, and it was talking about like the relationships like you picked up along the way and stuff. And one of the things that I noticed as well when it was saying like Leeds is like a little bit like behind in terms of like the street art compared to places like Manchester, Hull and stuff like that. When I went to Manchester like a couple of months ago, we done like a river cruise, and like when we were going down the river there was just art everywhere, and even like the old biddies on the boat going, oh, isn't that lovely, isn't that nice? I was thinking that it needs to be everywhere, doesn't it? So I do agree that like Leeds needs to pick it up a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Obviously we've got you guys doing now, which is great, but it's mint, isn't it, going around seeing the artwork and stuff? It's like an expression of the city, isn't it?
So do you know of a crews from other cities doing what you're doing?
Yeah, there's, like I say, there's Bankside in Hull, there's a couple of people, there's Zap in Liverpool, so there's a guy over there who runs Zap.
You do like collab stuff and that? Or do
not
you just
yet,
like
we haven't got to a point yet, but you know, like I say, we kind
like
of network with all these
plans,
people, do you know what I mean? We might not know them personally, but we network with everybody.
Yeah, everyone, you know of each other and that, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Happy days, cool.
Because obviously you do your like music events as well, don't you? The one from the other month I was there as well, wasn't it? Was it last month, wasn't it?
What? Which one?
At Seagulls.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so basically that's something we plan with Seagulls. We've done it for 3 years now in a row. Each year we just kind of step it up a little bit, put a little bit more time into it. And it does take a lot of time, a lot of planning as well. Just getting obviously all the artists we want and inviting people, organising food and things like that.
Yeah.
So basically it's like a full day festival, 12 o'clock till 12 o'clock. And it involves street art, graffiti, local artists, stall holders, nice local food as well. And then upstairs this year as well, we did like a photography exhibition, just like sort of documenting local culture.
Yeah. That sounds like a good one. That'd be a sick exhibition, that one, like. So what like things have you got coming up for the future then? What like got like any projects, any events or anything like that you got coming up? Yeah,
so we want to start pushing the music side of things more. So we've got a little brand we're working on in the background that's kind of similar to Leeds Street Gallery. You know, it's going to promote like local music as well.
Is that like a label?
Sort of. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to put some records out in future.
Yeah.
It's about finding the right tunes in it.
Yeah.
But more like
just pushing.
You know,
the
more
music.
like pushing the local scene. Maybe put a night on here and there.
Giving some people a chance.
Yeah. Maybe doing little sort of like exhibition stroke. You know.
Yeah.
Those kind of networking events.
It kind of has been a natural progression as well, because like what we've already been doing has always been in, like as Jack said earlier, like music and graph like go together. They just go hand in hand. So like obviously we've painted at like music events, and we've then also put on our own events and played at them, and like had our mates who are DJs play.
Yeah.
So like it's a natural progression to kind of like put a focus on the music side of it as well.
100%, isn't it? Yeah.
So that's kind of that's as far as we've got really. It's just sort of like.
So with the thing with Seagulls, will that be used event wise for the rest of the year?
Now we've got one coming up with a well-known craft brewery from the city in October. I think it's 21st of October.
Do you want to like promote that, or you keep it under wraps?
Yeah, it's not fully announced yet, so I don't really want to 100% say who it's with and stuff like that. But yeah, people know. I mean,
have you got a date?
Yeah, 21st of October. I think it's going to be. So
and that'll be on their site.
Hopefully at the brewery. Yeah, we're going to have some like nice chilled out tunes through the day. Maybe a bit of dub, a bit of funk and soul, hip hop, that kind of stuff. And then we've got some pretty sick artists penciled in, to be fair, from sort of like all over the country.
Yeah.
And then there'll probably be a bit of homegrown talent as well, sort of from the city that are invited down. So it'll be a nice chilled out day. I think some nice beers on tap. Probably get, like George said before, get some nice street food there, and then going to be a way for us to start poking this other little music brand out there. because we're in charge of the music programming as well. So it'd be a case of getting some of our friends down that that are also doing their own thing music wise, getting them on board and giving them a chance to play out. So yeah, it should be good. But yeah, 21st of October I think it is. Hopefully we'll be able to announce it soon.
So
yeah, no, that sounds good.
So
That,
do you know, in terms of like the legal walls in the city, like how many is there?
How many is there altogether? I think it's like I'll say 10, but I could be wrong. Because sometimes like ones drop off, you know.
We sometimes like we pick up a couple more walls and it's great, and then we lose a couple here. And,
what the council will just say like you can't do it there anymore or whatever.
Yeah, for whatever reason, developments or like just any sort of reasons. Yeah. There's been times where it's kind of been revoked.
Yeah,
it's just sort of like the one of the sides of things.
Do you get like a hard time dealing with the council?
Oh yeah, we've got our work cut out like a lot of time. Yeah. Like there's a warehouse type building next to one of our big walls, Richmond Bridge, and fair play to the people that run it. Like they're like, look, you know, we don't want people doing the front of it. We don't mind sort of the back of it getting done. I guess if that's the way. But we don't want the front of our business being done. You know, can kind of understand.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? An independent business, it kind of makes sense for them, doesn't it? You know, financially and stuff, and you know, inevitably people tag it all the time, and it's like. It's happening again, you know. We're like, oh,
yeah,
man,
you're like, obviously, it's not,
we're kind of like, look,
like,
you know, all we have to kind of do is just say to people, look, the wall's there.
All you can really do is put your posts out and be like, tell people where to go.
We can't control what people do, you know. The nature of graph, people, you know, you don't tell people where to paint. It's just kind of, we just hope that people that use our walls respect it because they enjoy using the spots and see the value in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it gives people the bad name, doesn't it? Like as a scene sort of thing, doesn't it? When people just do whatever they want now, then obviously you're trying to do something positive. Yeah. I imagine it's a bit difficult. Like one thing I wanted to ask is like I've never been good with art or anything like that. I've never been able to draw anything. So like when you've got like a wall, then you're going to do something. Like, what's the process? Have you already like got an idea of what you're going to paint, or you just let it flow? Like,
I don't know, man. It's crazy. Like since we've set up these walls, meeting people like really early on, like that, are just trying it out, or they've not been painting that long, and we've set up these walls, and you know they've said themselves, if it weren't for them walls, like they kind of wouldn't really be painting, and like
that's because it's legal. It's encouraged them to get into it because they didn't want to do the illegal stuff.
It's like somewhere for someone to feel comfortable. It's a safe space. Like they haven't got to go into some abandoned building or like, you know, go find some dark corner. You know, you can go and do it, and it's a nice space to be in and a place to practice. So there's been a lot of people that we've met.
And obviously it'd be nice as well when, say, if you're doing it, you know, stress-free on a legal wall, and like the community you're going by here anyway, and you can engage with them, and you can explain to them, like, you know, what you're doing and why you're doing it, rather than, because obviously I would imagine you probably get some judgmental people thinking you're being criminals when really you're not, do you know what I mean? And then obviously you can explain to them, and you'll be like, well, no, like, we're allowed to do this, that's why we're doing it.
There's definitely a percentage that you meet like all sorts of people, and you know, people share their opinions and stuff, and I'd say that a lot of the time it's quite positive, to be honest. Like you get a lot of the same questions and stuff like that, which is, it's fine, you know, like there's some really common ones like, oh wow, did you do all of this? And it's like, you know, 100-foot wall, and you're like, well, not all of it, but you know, you get all these like, but it's great. It's kind of nice if you're in that mood where, you know, you're like up for being social and want to, you know, it's all right.
Obviously as well, what we'll do is like, when we get all this put together, we'll put your links in and then put some of the work up, like on the screen and that, and all the links.
To be fair, I'm a bit shit when it comes to social media. Like I've got a file on my memory card on my phone and like hundreds of pictures. And I'm like, right, I'll put one up tomorrow, and then it comes the day after, and I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot. And then I just end up having to.
We'll put the obviously we've got the Instagrams and that, and if you want to shot as if you've got personal ones as well, we can like put them up and then link them all up there and that. So get it out there. Obviously as well, in case anyone's watching who was in no areas, who's like into it as well, we can
definitely.
Like give you a message to point it out where they know where to go. So that'll be good, Interesting,
Absolutely. So do you DJ as well then?
Yeah, been DJing or trying to DJ since I got first pair.
Were you playing on Saturday?
We both played on Rebel Spirit, so shout out Rebel Spirit as well. Thanks to them boys for getting us on. And Yeah, trying to be fair, past couple of years been doing it a bit more seriously. Still not trying to take it too seriously, but like I say, we've got a network of friends that are all doing similar stuff to us, and we've been playing with them basically quite a bit, pushing it at our events. Like I say, we've got this music brand coming up. I mean, personally, trying to get into a few more sets. I just love playing tunes out.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Did you stick to the playing dub out, or do you like multi-genre?
Nah, dub, reggae, bit of funk and soul.
Yeah.
A lot of speed garage, 140.
Yeah.
Little
Is that
bit
your
of
tempo?
jungle.
Yeah, like
Anything
140.
I mean, anything really, 140, 130. I'm
Yeah.
into a lot of techno myself and a lot of
Yeah.
like electro and stuff like that. You know, like you know, Detroit electro and stuff like that.
Oh,
And
right, yeah. Cool.
same with George, I think.
Yeah,
So yeah.
very similar basically.
Yeah, very similar. Yeah, that's why it works for
Yeah.
you, doesn't it? Yeah, that's good.
I was saying, speaking about the techno, that techno day just passed by, that TikTok.
What's that? Sorry.
So like techno producer, I don't know, like you
I
said you
don't
into
know.
your techno, I don't know, I just thought I seen it on Instagram the other day.
I don't know
apparently,
you
like,
about either.
No, fair. I didn't even, I've never heard of him either, but like yeah, apparently
Well,
like,
he's just passed away.
yeah, like Sterling Moss and all that were putting like posts up about him, just saying like rest in peace and all that. I didn't know if he was a big techno. I'm not in my techno.
What's he called? Sorry, again.
TikTok.
No, I've not heard of him.
No, fair enough.
No, like old 90s techno, like old Detroit stuff.
Oh,
and
right,
stuff
okay,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Fair play, yeah, 'cause that's where
Oh,
like
yeah.
came from, wasn't it? Like
Yeah, that's where it comes from originally,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
yeah,
Like
like
the
Detroit and all
Detroit and the warehouses and that.
that was happy days. So obviously you got your events coming up, like you got your art things coming up. What else do you do on the side? Is it just like graph music, or have you got anything else that you work on personally, or?
All sorts, got all sorts on the go all the time. I mean, I live on a narrowboat, so that takes up a lot of my
Is it
time.
on the canal over there?
Yeah. So like, that takes up a lot of my time fixing up that thing.
Yeah, is it
keeping
one
going,
thing after
keeping it
another?
floating. yeah. But no, it's fun, and like also like just little building projects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, just little things in the shed. I've got a little shed next to the boat, so I just build a
That's
little.
cool. So what do you do? What do you do like for like your job, like day job?
I fix tractors, or that's like what.
So
I
you're
tell
like quite
everyone, it's
mechanical?
machinery. Yeah, ground care machinery.
What do you do, John?
Me, I work in recruitment for all my
Yeah.
sins. I don't do recruitment myself. I'm like
Ollie's.
Yeah, I used to do
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I used to do all the
I'm like
recruitment,
an operations manager, so I do with all the HR, all that kind of stuff. But I mean, it pays the bills. It's a fun place to work. So
That's
You
cool.
know,
Kind of
they
works
get-
out for
yeah,
what we do. To
get
be honest,
creative
because
freedom
Jack
to-
does a lot of the like. Jack will do like a lot of the admin-y, like
Yeah,
Jack will send a lot of the emails and that sort of communication. I'm very much like I can be hands-on and make shit and do shit.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, George is good
Yeah.
with a drill. I'm good with a keyboard.
That's it, yeah, it works, yeah, nice.
So
Happy
you
days.
need the balance. You need
Yeah.
the balance. Yeah.
What's it like balancing like family life to everything like you're doing as well, obviously? Because I know you're saying like you're being out with the kid and all that early on.
Yeah, so I've got a 6-month-old girl, so it's been a shift, but you know, my girlfriend's great. Like she lets me do all sorts.
Is she into the art as well?
She likes her art. She does a lot of calligraphy, so she does like bespoke cards, birthday cards and stuff.
Yeah,
and she's
yeah.
really sick at calligraphy and does like cool little like she's got these watercolor like sort of like what they're called, the watercolor brush pens. They're really popular pen. I can't think of the name, but she's got these other like these like similar version of them, and she does these like watercolor felt tip things, and she's like sick at that.
Yeah,
but
that
yeah,
sort of stuff.
she's sick. She lets me do a lot of stuff basically on
Yeah.
Saturdays, and
that's
and,
good
you know,
to
she
hear.
takes good care of my girl.
Yeah.
So
Happy days. Have you got any fatherly advice for our man Mickey, because he's expecting?
just be there,
Yeah.
and it's just fun. You just got to be ready for a shift in your life, you know. There's no more like partying all night and into the
Yeah.
next day anymore. You've got to be back, but you've also got to try and shake your hangover off pretty quickly, because you got. You
So
know.
it was an early night on Saturday for you then?
Yeah, well, it was semi-early night, but yeah, my mum and dad had her on Saturday night, so yeah.
Was your missus there on Saturday?
No, she wasn't there. She were out
Yeah.
having a meal and some drinks with friends. So
We went home afterwards, like, but I think I went to sleep about 2 in the morning or something.
yeah,
But like, yeah.
It's
It was a
always
good day
every day.
Saturday,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
it was a
Unity
good
Day.
day.
We're on about Unity Day, by the way.
Oh, you beat me to it.
Yeah, Unity Day. We were talking about it as if everyone knew. But yeah, it was a good one. It was a little like less busy compared to previous
yeah. I
years,
don't
wasn't
know
it?
if that would cause of like iration not being there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rebel Spirit smashed it. Like
Yeah,
had a bit of a different vibe to it. I mean, Iration Steppers absolutely next level.
Because they normally have like the separate stacks, don't they?
How come they weren't there?
He was out playing out the country, wasn't he?
Oh, was that the
He turned up for last set, didn't he?
Yeah, DJ.
Oh,
did the
did
DJ set. Yeah.
But I know I spoke to, because out of the Rebel Spirit, I know Pete. I've knew Pete for years before like we moved to Leeds, because he's from up North Alton way, and he runs another system called Lion Park. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah. That's his like smaller stuff.
Yeah. Like we've knew him since like 2016 days, haven't we? Pete? But we don't know like is it Jack and
Akash.
I don't know them personally. I just
yeah.
obviously see the names and what have you. But yeah, we know Pete, and he was saying apparently he playing out the country the night before.
I didn't know.
He'd done a set somewhere.
I mean, them boys smashed it. Shout out to them lads. Yeah, like it was sick. It was
good.
Gave a different like dynamic to the day. I think. 'Cause, I mean, everyone's used to Iration playing at Unity Day.
Yeah.
Generally, everyone sees Iration all the time. But having them to play in like kind of like a new generation coming through, innit?
Yeah, the next in the scene.
It was a good day. It was good, like.
Is there any graph going on at Unity Day? Like?
Do you know what, mate? I didn't leave Rebel Spirit, you know, because we took a cooler box and that, so we was like, I'm not trekking that about all day. The tunes are here.
I did
so
see
like,
some boards down at the skate park. I think there was like a couple of boards up at the skate park.
Yeah, a guy doing a character. I don't know exactly who it was. I mean, they used to have loads, but I don't know if like shit just got fucked up afterwards. I don't know if that's why I stopped it or what, but I know funding's a big issue for Unity Day, innit?
Unity Day never approached you, lads?
Well, it's like with Unity Day, so I believe it unless you like think the people that are already in the network that do it every year, you're kind of in, you've got your thing because you bring people to it. But I think if you want to suggest something new, you've got to go to a lot of the like meetings
is it
beforehand.
the council who run it?
No, I think it's like community group.
I
remember when the meetings were on, it were like when my girlfriend was pregnant, so it was like difficult getting there. And
something you'll be looking at next year.
Yeah, maybe. I'd like to do something there. Like I say, I've been going for years, since I was a teenager. So
it's a sick day, like.
Spot on.
It'd be a good day as well, actually, you know, to get like stuff out there as well, because obviously there's going to be so many people there.
Yeah, definitely.
We were going like Unity Day before we moved to Leeds as well. So we've been in Leeds like, well, I've been here since 2018. You 2020.
2020 was
But like I'd been coming like even like a couple of years before that, like coming through to Leeds. But yeah, I rate it.
Absolutely, and we need to get another event rigged up as well, don't we? So
we do events and that as well. Like, was George at the Beaverworks one?
We did the graph out. We got a couple of people that come down and paint outside. A good event that one.
It was good, wasn't it? I don't think we'll be doing one like that big again anytime. That costs like a lot of money and like
a lot of DJs playing.
The climate's just like ridiculous now. Like
after COVID, everything's just gone mad. So competitive, isn't it?
It's
like
the cost of living and
everything's just cost a fortune. Like
it's funny. Like, I seen the thing the other day. Do you know halogenics?
I've
seen the post that he's put on Instagram. So like, just like aiming at drum and bass at all.
No halogenics.
So he put like a post on Instagram the other day, and at first I was like, I completely agree with it. So he was basically just saying, like, in the current climate, like everyone needs to stop focusing on like big events and start doing like smaller events, go back to the underground and stuff like that. But like he charges like hundreds and hundreds for things. So it's like, well, are you all going to cut your fucking feet in so like the smaller crews can actually afford these DJs?
Like,
then, you know what I mean?
Certain big brands now, like in the promoter game, that are like just like smashing it, and then like everyone else is like picking the scraps up.
That's it. There's no like smaller events anymore, is it?
Because people aren't turning up to the smaller events because someone's putting a small event on. Yeah, it might be 1 room, 2 room, and like the lineup might be smaller, but like the next day there's a big headliner on somewhere, so someone's like, oh, I'll just go and see them instead. It's a fucking nightmare.
I find that people tend to go early from nights now. Like, I mean, everyone.
People don't stay till the end. Like,
they come later as well because they're drinking in the house, getting
and then leave at like 2.
Because they're coming to see like the headliners or whatever, and they're like, I mean, I kind of get it in one sense that like, you know, especially a lot of them are students. So like people are like, I can't afford to like go out at 10 o'clock to when the doors open. The students, students would rather sit in their house, wouldn't they, and then turn up at 12:30 and then like leave at like 3:30.
That's it. Yeah. Drinking free watered down. Rum and coke.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, could have popped.
It's ridiculous the price of these. Even if you're having it on the pints, it's like 5 or 6 quid now, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Father's standard going for a pint now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Father.
Like 10 pints now over the course of a night. That's 50 bones.
People can't afford it, can they? Some people.
Hopefully it'll come back though, because I mean, without taking everything in, all
like the last thing we done a small thing at the Fenton on Easter. Fenton's always a safe spot, like, because like the Otley runs on. You don't even need to promote it in there. But what would they let you use paint there? It's a bit confined, isn't it?
No, it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? I think there's some graph there.
Yeah,
It's
around
a
the
bit
back,
confined. Yeah. Our boys are doing an event there on Friday.
What
Soundwagon Tracks.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
in there this Friday.
Yeah.
What music?
140.
Is it, will they do outside or
I think it's Abzu
upstairs?
sound system and I think who have they got? Peaky Beats, is it? Peaky Beats.
Is
Yeah.
it? Was it outside the back? Is it
No, it's upstairs, isn't it?
upstairs?
Yeah, upstairs. It was last time anyway.
Yeah. We done always like outside, like on the Saturday we done like 2 till 11.
Yeah, the
or something.
outside's a good space because a lot
Yeah.
of it's covered as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Like it all is like they've got the marquee at the back. There's a little gap where like to walk out with one shelter to go under the marquee. Like that's it. But
Yeah.
it's all right. The Fenton and sound as well. Like they're easy to work with. They're happy to get you in. Do you know what I mean? You get your like
cruising
beer
on.
tokens off them and all that sort of
Yeah.
thing. So
Yeah, that's good.
Do you ever get hired to do like any like pieces like in any buildings or anything? So for example, like this, you got this like artwork.
We don't actively chase the work. Like there's a lot of people that do kind of graph and street art and all that kind of stuff, and they mark themselves as somebody who's doing jobs for people. Something comes in and it's something that's fun for us to do. That's the main thing, isn't it? If it's fun,
yeah, you don't
I
want
guess-
someone dictating.
but if it's something like that's going to take us half a day, that we're happy to just go rock up and do. Do you know what I mean? We'll happily take it on ourselves, but like I say, we're both quite busy, so a lot of time it's just passing it on to people that we know, and people that we know would maybe satisfy that kind of job.
Someone who's like vibe sort of like.
Like someone wants a
what they're doing.
portrait, like, oh no, this person was good for a portrait,
Yeah.
Good way of networking with more artists as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Because I noticed, like, like in Leeds, obviously, there is a lot of stuff, like, around, like, in the city and all that. But, like who does all that? Is that, like, people from out of town, or is it local?
So the legal wall, obviously there's the legal walls, there's a lot of them about, and it's just both, out of towners, locals.
Like, say with, like, commission jobs and that.
So the big ones, so, like, we were involved in the Josh Warrington one, like, we got the site
the
for
flyover.
that.
Yeah.
That's a guy from Manchester.
See, why are they getting people from out of town to do local things? Because I think that's bullshit.
That's why we do what we do, basically, because it gives people a chance to, like George was saying, there's people that have only been doing it like 3 years that are absolutely sick now, and similarly, like some of our friends.
It's like it's your city,
Good
isn't it?
way
Like,
to
why
promote
is someone else getting, like, why are you paying someone from Manchester, or no offence to these people, but like...
For anyone who like wants to, maybe I'll get into graffiti a little bit more. Have you got like any like artists or anyone that you want to like maybe shout out so people can have a look at their stuff or anything like that?
What, just like art?
Yeah, just like artists.
If you could link them through your, like, would they be on your page or whatever?
I mean, yeah, there's loads of people that, I mean, yeah, if you go on our page,
Go on your page and
you'll see, yeah.
So the stuff on your page is like, it is like...
all people that have painted that.
And then their tag
and
will be
mostly
on that.
local people as well. We like, obviously people come down and paint with locals as well. We'll like document that. As Jack said, we've got loads of pictures, but we're just getting them posted, there's a lot of really good local people. As I said earlier, there's artists that have started, Smog, for instance, like she told us before, like she was doing it and into it, but obviously the walls for her felt like it was a nice place to go and do it and not feel like you're in some dodgy place. And now she's amazing, smashing it, probably painting at festivals.
She was at your do, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Do you know who does the NSA tags?
No, not particularly.
You can find them though.
Because obviously, like, our brand's like called NSA, and then we started saying that about them. We were like, I hope the fucking, like, we don't get in bother for that. It's not to do with us, do you know what I mean? But so there's a crew out there doing that, and it's not us.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
What's the message you for you?
Like, it's not us. But I actually thought it was someone, and then I pulled the book about it, and then it wasn't him. Like,
going around like, is this you?
I was like, is that you, mate? Like, you're going to get us bollocked here? Like, because obviously, that was like a few years ago, like, because obviously we didn't know about it. I've just learnt a lot about it recently as well through Charlotte. Do you know what I mean? So like she's been like telling us like how it all works and like what things are called, like what certain pieces
Graph
are called.
politics.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like all the dubs and the throys and all, like what they all mean and what pieces what and all that. But
I didn't know.
it's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I
I'm still
thought
like
that,
getting the grips of
yeah.
it and that. And then obviously like coming to your event and that, and then obviously the Beaverworks thing. Like I'm still like it's interesting. Like I tried to have a go once, I was like shit.
And I couldn't even imagine.
I enjoyed it though, you know. Like I enjoyed it, but like obviously, like I'm not artistic, but I had a go. It was all right. It was fun.
That's what it's about, though, man. It's just like a bit of fun,
Yeah.
and then like you kind of get the bug for it, and just keep
People
keep
take
going.
it far
She
too
loves it,
seriously.
man. Like
Yeah.
all day, she's like that one there, that one, so and so, that so and so there. Like I'm fucking like I'm gonna crash, Charlotte. You know? It's good. But if you've got nothing else to say, we can wrap it up.
Yeah.
Unless you've got out
Yeah.
else, anything you want to promote, anything coming up.
No, like I say, big up Tracks and Sound Mag Friday. They've got their event on Friday.
That's at the Fenton, yeah.
Like I say, ours will be coming hopefully 21st of October.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed we can announce that soon. And then, like I say, if people keep an eye on our pages,
Yeah,
Leeds
we'll
Street
drop all
Gallery.
your links in the description, and then we'll put
and
some
like I
bits
say,
up.
we're working on this music brand, so if life and procrastinating don't get in the way, then hopefully that'll be launching on socials in the next few months. I'd like to think. Might say that now and then, and then it'll hold me to it. So yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You need to know, mate. It's going to be up there.
Yeah, that's it exactly. So that'll be coming soon. And then yeah, next year I think we'll probably crack on and try and get a few, decent events put together. Maybe 4 or 5 next year, and then just keep things ticking over.
Wicked.
That's bang on.
Happy days. Well, that's nice one for coming down.
Nice
I
one for coming
appreciate
down.
it. Leeds Street Gallery. Get on Instagram. As always, guys. Much love. Take care of yourselves. See you next time.
Right, sweet.